Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about something very important when you're going off-road with your bike. That's handguards. As you can see on the CB500X, by default there are no handguards. Nothing in plastic, nothing metal, nothing at all. That's why I bought these Barkbusters handguard with a proper aluminum frame, and I bought the Storm ones, not sponsored. I just bought them with my own money. I just chose these because they seem to be really tough, and that's what I need. I really need my handlebar to be protected and my hands to be protected in a more gnarly off-road track. So in this video I'm going to show you how to install these on the CB500X, and I'm going to give you my first impressions about it. Let's go! So let's just open it and see what's inside. Last one. So we've got some mounting hardware, and we've got, of course, the two pieces of aluminum and some documentation on what's inside and how to install it. So as you can see, the notice is relatively well done, and it explains you step by step how to do it, so it shouldn't be any problem for anyone. And this is one of the handguards. This is a solid piece of aluminum, pretty tough. It's not too heavy actually, and so obviously there is one for either side, so you have to be sure to use the right side. I believe it would be this one, be the right side, and this one is the left side. The first thing is to take the handlebar weights out, and for this you need to pull two tabs. You pull them together, and then you are able to get the whole thing away from the handlebar. So one way is to use a screwdriver, two screwdrivers, or you could also try to do this with a pair of pliers. You just need to be able to peel back the other part like this. Oh, there. So here there you go, there it is. So here I did damage it a little bit. It's a bit finicky to get out. It's not completely broken though. It's just the seal has been in a better shape before, but I'm not planning on putting it back, so it's okay. Then what you need to do is to just start with the end of the handguard, following the schematic here, using the parts that are delivered with it. So I'm just going to do this real quick. So everything is in this tiny pouch. You have everything necessary here, number 8 to 13 for both sides. Okay, so it goes like this. You have first the handlebar. I'm going to do the left side first, so it needs to go down. Viewed from the side, it needs to go down, and then over the lever, and then back at the center of the handlebar. So then the way you're going to do it is, number 8 is the screw. It's going to go like this. Then you have this black piece, which is called number 9 on their thing. Then 10 goes at the bottom. Then there are two pieces that look alike, these two ones, and it's the small one first and then the larger one, and it ends with this bolt here, which you're going to need to screw in. And the way it happens is that because this is not a fully solid part, these are flexible, and so as you screw this in, it's gonna spread these a little bit outwards, and this is gonna be holding in the handlebar. Inside the handlebar is gonna push against the wall of the handlebars, and it's gonna work. Normally it's gonna work fine. Because a motorcycle is something that vibes a lot, I would recommend using something like this in order to stop the whole assembly from coming out under vibrations. And then you just need to put some of it on the part where it's most likely to, well, that's a bit too much. No need to overdo it. So on the part where the nut is going to be. There. So let's put everything back together. Number 10, number 11, and 12, and then the nut this way first. Okay, so we're going to present it like this. We're going to need to figure out whether we want this to be above or below. So, putting it in place, you could just see that maybe over would be nice. Perhaps. Now I will put it underneath, because when we're standing up we tend to be wanting a lever to be lower and not higher up, and otherwise you just break your wrist. So I'm just gonna put it like this. Yeah, so it's a size 5mm hex screw. So you just approach it. Wait. No need to tighten it too much, because when we're going to be working on this part, we're going to need to move the thing around. So the second step of the installation is to mount the inside portion of the handguards. So it's basically going to go like this. You're going to have this, which is going to be mounted to the handguard itself, and then it's going to be clamped on either side by this part. This is going to go over the handlebar here, say it's my thumb, and then we're just going to secure it with some bolts through here and here, and a screw in here. So I would recommend to just pre-assemble this part so that you can freely adjust it. So first you approach it like this, and then we need to decide where is going to be best to put it. So about right here seems to be okay. Like so. Make sure that I can position it the way I want, like so. Trusty pair of pliers. If you have a spanner, it will be easier and better, but since I don't have any, I'm just using what I have, and it will be fine. Don't forget to add a little bit of stopping glue. This should be enough. Present it nicely. Great. I lost my tool. And now the last thing to do is to tighten this one, which is not tight at all. And there you go, the first side is mounted. You could actually just ride with this alone and it would just do its job, meaning it would just protect the lever and your hand in case that you fall on the side. It would also just scrape this part and not the rest of the handlebar. So just like this, it does its job. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. So just to show you, this is what it's supposed to look like when you don't break it. You have the two pads here and the other one on the other side. In here, there you go. And so you press these two together and the whole thing comes out nicely without breaking anything. This is how it's supposed to be done. So now I have both handguards installed on either side of the bike, and now I just have to put these plastic ones. So you have a couple options. I chose these ones because they're larger, and so they're going to cover more of my hand, which is very nice when it rains or when it's super cold. It protects you a little bit from the cold air coming in, and hopefully it's going to keep me a little warmer. It's also very helpful when you have branches that are going to come and hit the mirror, and also, you know, they're just going to scrape your hands. So with this installed, it's going to protect your hands from branches as well. So let's go. This is going to be the much easier part. This one was the hard part. This is going to be easy peasy. So this is what's inside the package. You just have the two plastics, one on either side. Also, as you can tell, the sun is set behind the mountain over there. And this is what you have inside. You just have some plastic and some screws, and the main thing, of course. This is the left side, so it's going to be sitting like this. So the way it's set up is that you have this plastic part that you're going to put on this side of the handlebar, and then you're just going to have this one screw that is going to come into this hole. So I think I'm just going to start with this one, so it's going to put it in position. So go through here directly into the pre-made hole on the aluminum part. There, so now it actually stays in place, and I can just work with the other part more easily. So we just need to place the two screws in and mount them there. Let's go. So we got to be careful because here we're just digging into the plastic directly, so you don't have the luxury to do it 10 times over. You have to get it right on the first few tries, otherwise then it's just going to be completely busted inside. That's what she said. So that's it for the handguards from Barkbusters with the Storm plastics. I think it looks pretty good on the bike. It may not be quite aligned, but I'm having some trouble with the brake line here, and I don't want to crook it too much. As you could see, it's relatively straightforward to install. The only complicated bit, I would say, is to remove the handlebar weights at either end of the handlebar, the default ones from the factory. Once you get that out, it's relatively straightforward, as you could see. Now, I'm gonna go and give you some footage of me riding the bike with the new handguards, and I'm just gonna give you some of my first impressions on the product. Again, it's not sponsored. I just bought all that with my own money. I just chose these ones because they seem to be very tough, they seem to be very nice, and the purpose for me is not to have something that looks tough or anything. It's something that is actually tough, that is gonna protect my hands and the levers if and when I fall off-road. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, give a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll just leave you with some footage of me riding. See you in the next one. The handlebar doesn't really feel any different. It's not harder to move or anything. The vibration levels are comparable with the factory handlebar weights, even at highway speeds. However, we can really feel the difference in terms of wind. I can barely feel any wind on my gloves, and it feels much warmer with the handguards than without. Overall, as a first look, I'd say I'm very impressed by the quality of these handguards. It's made out of nice, tough materials, and the finish is also very clean. The instructions are simple to understand and to follow. In short, you get what you pay for. Sure, it's a bit more pricey than other options out there, but the quality really speaks for itself. I would totally recommend it to all CB500X owners.